Talking about tools for the forward-thinking investor like you in 2019. There are a number of different products and investment platforms that exist. We'll give you a brief overview of what we're using and why, ensuring that you're in the right asset classes and using different products to make sure that you're invested in the most effective portfolio possible and protected when one asset class drops.
Next would be asset-backed lending or hard money loans. So what I've been using for this one is Peer Street. So these are shorter term loans. They're 6 months to 2 years, and they're backed by real estate. So same with all of these things. These were born in 2012 after the Jobs Act, and we've seen a pretty good up market since then. So there's no telling how these things perform in a really bad down market. So it is another asset class. It is direct hard money lending, which is very appealing. But time will tell here. So same with all of these. Some advantages, disadvantages. The big one with all of these is you're being able to access a previously very hard to access asset type, and we're not sure how these will be impacted with a downturn in the market. Another one is these are startups. So you're lending money through a startup's platform. Depending on their insurance and how all of these things work, where you stand in the cap table, the different loans outstanding could be very interesting. This one is accredited investors only. So unfortunately, it's only offered to these investors. But it is an interesting platform to test out. Returns are 7 to 12%, so kind of within the same range. It's unclear how the returns will be taxed, so it really determines on the note that you invest. It can be classified as a number of different sorts of income, so very variable after-tax return here. Lastly would be crypto. So the one that I recommend the most is Coinbase for accessing crypto. They're $8 billion valuation, well-capitalized, well-trusted, very secure crypto exchange to allow you to get access to this very interesting asset class. So I'm very bullish on crypto as an asset class. And believe that as the space continues to grow and evolve, more and more people will be paying attention to this asset class. Another one is BlockFi. Number of trade-offs here, but essentially you can park your crypto, Bitcoin or ETH, into an interest-bearing account. So you lose control of your private keys. You're lending this money to a startup. They can do a number of different things with that crypto. So there's a number of pluses and minuses here, but seems to be an interesting way to monetize your crypto versus just holding it. But definitely do your own research there. We have another blog post goes in a little bit more detail about the risks and potential return for BlockFi. So that was a number of different investment platforms that we're using currently. It's not exhaustive, but really before mentioning these to the greater population, really want to make sure that I understand them, fully understand the risks and the potential opportunities. There's a number of different platforms that exist and a number being created every day. So really making sure that you fully understand the risks and the potential returns, how this investment fits in with your total investment strategy are really the key points before recommending them. Some other investments that I'm interested in. So this is what we're doing here at Alt Asset Allocation. We're diving into these different platforms, tools, or investment opportunities that exist out there in the market, specifically focusing on these alternative assets and figuring out what they look like, how good they are as an investment opportunity, and seeing for you potentially how it makes sense to add these into your personal investment plan. So some of these include angel investing, rental properties as an investment, so specifically looking a little bit more globally, so looking at a place like Portugal, Panama, Belize, Turkey. So how do these look like from an investment perspective? Investing in art, It's a whole nother asset class that moves a lot differently than other assets. So what does that look like? How can you do that? What are tools and platforms exist currently, along with other asset-backed alternatives? So there's a number of different platforms and tools out there. So how does one go about investing in these asset-backed alternatives? What are the risks? What are the potential returns? How do these work? Security tokens, tokenized securities, so another one within the crypto space. I believe these have a lot of potential. It opens up the door to a lot of previously hard to get asset classes, and with cryptocurrencies, it is extremely interesting. So I'll be doing a lot more deep dives on these and what they could mean for you, the forward-thinking investor. Equity crowdfunding platforms, these are always fun. If you have a friend or somebody you know that's raising funding on one of these platforms, you have the chance to act like a VC and invest in a small startup. So tons of risks associated with these. The failure rate of startups are sky high, but it is interesting that you can be an equity holder in these startups really early on and actually own shares in the platform, all done through these interesting crowdfunding platforms that exist. Self-directed IRA structuring. So all these alternative assets are very interesting and appealing. They offer uncorrelated potential returns, some yield that is very interesting. However, when looking at the after-tax returns, sometimes it would be more appealing to structure these into some tax-advantaged account. So looking at structuring these different assets, alternative assets, into a self-directed IRA. What does that look like? How does it work? And then you can reap the potential tax benefits of structuring it in a vehicle like an IRA. So key takeaways. This was a long video. There's a lot of information, but really the core foundational building blocks are understanding yourself as an investor first. So why are you investing? What kind of investor are you in terms of risk tolerance? What are your goals? All of these things are very important and will determine what kind of investment strategy you as the investor will come up with. Another one worth mentioning would be investing in yourself. So we've been focusing on financial investments, but sometimes the investments with the highest ROI, return on investment, happen to be investing in yourself. So take that online course, do that research, deep dive into that skill that you wanted to, go back and get that degree. All of these are forms of investing in yourself and could have a much higher return than taking those funds and investing it into some sort of financial instrument. Another one is starting with basics. So what are your goals? All of the things that you need to do before, and then the keys, saving more than you're spending. Any excess you're putting into some sort of investment, just doing it. Don't fret about the individual asset allocation, all of these different tools. If there was one I could pick for someone starting out, very confused, don't know a lot about it, it would be Wealthfront. Put it in there, set up a monthly investment. Yes, the stock market's high, but if you're young, your time horizon is a lot longer. So in 20 years, do you think the stock market will be higher than it is right now? Most likely. So if your time horizon is aligned, probably makes sense. Best time to start investing is now. All of the rest, allocating a little bit to all of these alternative assets, these are just the 20%. So focus on the big ones. Make sure that you're paying down your debt, saving more than you're spending, and investing the delta, and you'll be all right in the long term. Lastly, follow us for more at Invest in Alts on all of the socials, so Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're putting out a number of different content pieces, experimenting with video or slides or blog posts. We always will have a long-form blog post associated with these videos, so you can follow along and find links and more information to everything we talked about in the video.
Thanks for watching. More and more investment opportunities and products exist, and more are created every single day. These products are giving investors access to previously hard to get or non-existent tools and investments. We're cutting through the noise to deliver viable options to the forward-thinking investor like you. Thanks for watching.
Lastly, Follow us for more at Invest in Alts on all of the socials, so Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're putting out a number of different content pieces, experimenting with video or slides or blog posts. We always will have a long-form blog post associated with these videos, so you can follow along and find links and more information to everything we talked about in the video.
Thanks for watching. More and more investment opportunities and products exist, and more are created every single day. These products are giving investors access to previously hard to get or non-existent tools and investments. We're cutting through the noise to deliver viable options to the forward-thinking investor like you. Thanks for watching.